Aston Villa 0, Manchester United 0. Honestly, trying to prepare what to say in this video, I found it difficult to come up with anything positive or anything different to what you have heard from me, and I am certain from many others recently. Yes, Aston Villa are a very good team, and yes, it will be difficult going there for any opponent, and that was proven a few nights ago against Bayern Munich. But what we watched yesterday cannot even be described as football. And the truth is that we set up to play exactly like that. That was the plan. United didn't go into this game to win. They went into it to not lose. And that was very obvious from the setup, the tactics, and the in-game management. The defensive line was lower. The high press was replaced by a mid-block with Højlund and Bruno blocking the passing lanes to Aston Villa's central midfielders, and Rashford and Garnacho were tasked with blocking the lanes towards the opposition wingers. The plan was to keep the wide and inside areas protected, and we did a decent job with that. But the only way we were going to score was if Villa made a big mistake. And I think that is our main tactical problem under Erik ten Hag. We either go into this very pragmatic and boring style of football, which is very hard to watch, especially if you are a neutral fan, or we press high, commit numbers, and allow games to be completely chaotic. We haven't figured out a way to balance those two approaches out. Manchester United have now failed to score a single goal in 3 consecutive Premier League games. We are 14th in the league table, and after 7 games, we are closer to the relegation zone than we are to top 4. Wolves are bottom of the league, and they have scored 4 more goals than we have. That is not good enough. And while I can definitely understand people dreading going through another cycle with another manager, I disagree with that being an argument for why United should keep Erik ten Hag. The situation with Ten Hag is not similar to what happened with managers before him. Some of the squads previous managers had were nowhere near as good as the one we have now. But for most of their time at United, they managed to get the best out of the squads they had. And they were let go when it was almost impossible to get any more. Erik ten Hag did that in his first season, but he has failed to do it since. So I would understand if the arguments for keeping him were based on the fact that he is actually getting the best out of what he has, but other reasons are preventing him from doing any better, because that was the reality with managers like Mourinho or Solskjaer. But that is not happening now. Erik ten Hag is not getting the best out of his squad, and therefore there is no proof that he is going to do so in the future. We can find many valid excuses for why, even in his 3rd season, this manager cannot be realistically expected to compete for the title. But there are no excuses for why, after 7 games in his 3rd season, we are not even in the top half of the table.